New revelations on the final days of former President Donald Trump's presidency. Trump repeatedly told aides following his election loss that he would refuse to leave the White House.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and as if we needed more proof that Donald Trump has no respect for our democratic process, we have received a new perspective of his intentions to stay in the White House, despite losing the 2020 election.
Trump told one aide, quote, "I'm just not going to leave," and saying to another, quote, "We're never leaving. How can you leave when you won an election?" Trump's insistence that he would not leave the White House has never been previously reported and shines a new light on the chaotic final days of his administration. Haberman writes of a shift in Trump's private comments on the election loss. In the immediate aftermath of the 2020 presidential election, Trump seemed to recognize the loss. He comforted one advisor saying, "We did our best," and told junior press aides, "I thought we had it," seemingly almost embarrassed by the outcome.
A new book details Trump's attempts to continue residing in office, as well as peddling the big lie to make his case. According to the book, he told aides his plan to stay, as well as reaching out to others in desperation to achieve his #1 priority, which is staying in power. This comes as no shock to those of us who have been paying attention, but rather another piece of the semi-fascist puzzle that Trump and the MAGA Republicans are attempting to fabricate. It does, however, fall onto fortuitous timing, as the January 6th Select Committee is set to meet again later in the month.
If the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you, certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that. But I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things.
But at some point, Trump's mood shifted, and he was heard saying he would not leave. He was even overheard asking Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel, "Why should I leave if they stole it from me?"
Make no mistake, this election was stolen from you, from me, and from the country. It was a rigged election. You look at the different states, the election was totally rigged.
Stories like this will most likely continue to unearth as the committee prepares some of its final addresses to the country. More and more of the MAGA squad have jumped ship and given crucial evidence over to the committee in attempts to save their own skins while building the public case against Donald Trump. To those who cannot see that where there is smoke, there is most certainly fire, I ask you this: why would Donald Trump tell his aides and other cohorts that he intended to stay if he did not mean it? If he did really win the election, then why were his claims not backed up in court? Why would Republicans across the country encourage election interference and intimidation? His efforts were not a part of creating a better America or fighting for the unheard, but rather a simple egotistical tantrum to get his way. He takes his ball, and rather than go home, he tries to stay in the White House. His infantile ways were on full display, and not much has changed since then. A key takeaway here is this: when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Trump's allies knew of his lawlessness ahead of the 2016 election and continued to encourage and enable that behavior throughout his administration and into the 2020 election. If they regain power, they will most certainly continue to do his bidding and dismantle our electoral process and ultimately our way of life. But if we stand firm in the facts and the truth, we can and will defeat these treasonous threats to our democracy, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.